Hi everyone, it's Artis from Man Carpentering and Construction Limited. So this is our next job. We are going to be building a lean-to garage to the garage. So extra space for a car. So mainly, as you can see, all we got is little brick wall, which keeps obviously elements away and protects our timber, because we're gonna be using, as you can see, the green oak. So we're gonna have posts. We're gonna have post, post, and beams across. So also we're gonna have a stud wall and feather edge on the outside, oak feather edge. So yeah, now I'll start setting out everything, and yeah, hopefully you're gonna enjoy it. I'll see, actually probably set up and strip the tiles and do things like that, and also set out where we're roughly gonna put the posts in, etc. Because basically our oak post will sit onto the brick wall, so we're gonna put damp membrane, damp course, to make sure it's, as protected as it can be. And same we'll do when we put our walls up. We'll put damp course to make sure we are protecting timber from rotting. It is green oak, so it will withstand a fair bit, but I mean, we don't want it to sort of, rot before or earlier than it should, because it should last about 25 years ish. So we'll do our best to keep it dry and protect it from elements. So as I said, main structure will be actual beams, so main posts, and then we're gonna have beams across taking the weight of the roof, etc. So the posts in the corners, middle, will be exposed, and our cladding will go into it. And I think we just need to check with what sort of garage door we're gonna have. Either I'll speak to client, either we hide this post behind and have our cladding to the frame of where our gate will be, or garage door will be, sorry, or we have it exposed and have a little infill with the feather edge. Just that's literally for design purposes really, and just to make sure that our garage door fits in there, and so it looks nice. So yeah, because we could have a post here which will be exposed, because that will be taking our 6-meter post, or so we have that exposed and then this hidden, and then have our cladding run past it and have a frame of the garage door, or we could have a post and then infill. So yeah, we're gonna have to make that decision, I guess, on what's gonna be there. I'll check that with customer, but yeah, so I hope you're gonna enjoy this project, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So just to catch up what I'm doing, I'm cutting first upright. So our height depends of the height of the actual garage door. So we know our garage door is 236 tall, the frame, so we're making it 2365 for our posts, so to give us extra 5mm just in case, because it won't really matter on the floor. So hence why I put 1/4x2 upright. I measured 2365 of the floor to the. I put the mark to represent our so that's our top of underside of our beam, and then we'll have 150 beam sitting on top. So this first beam will be set back, and the one on the corner will be proud slightly, so they will be offset. And the reason being for that is because the space here is very little to have a infill with the feather edge, so we will have feather edge going from corner to the frame instead. So hence why we're moving that beam back slightly, but that shouldn't be a problem. So with these uprights here, what I'll do, I will be notching it. So we'll be notching sort of halfway, taking half out, leaving half in, and then we'll use timber bolts and some dowels to screw it from inside of the garage, because we're gonna have a beam here, one beam there, then post with a long beam going across. Then we're gonna have post in the corner, post again, post on the corner again, one post in the middle here, and I believe there's a little post here as well. So these middle posts will have a notch, and we'll notch the big beams as well there, as you can see those. We'll notch them, and on the corners we'll just miter it so you don't see the end grain, and we'll route in a galvanized plate and screw it through, and same we'll do on that corner, and same we'll do on those corners, outside corners, so we can join these nicely. And with the middle ones we'll do the same thing. We'll do a half notch so it's bearing halfway, and then what we'll do, we'll just screw through once both are joined. So this will be outside, and then we'll just notch it over so it sits nice there, so it locks it in, and that's how we gonna join the posts together. So on the corner, as I said, we'll just have if you imagine this is our post, so what we'll do, we'll just have a miter, and then we'll have two beams meeting on the corner, which we will then use like a square plate, and we can use some dowels as well to hold it in. So yeah, that's where we are. I just thought I'll share with you what I'm doing, and I will crack on, and I will speak to you in a bit. Hi everyone, so day 2. Yesterday obviously we sort of worked out what we're doing, where we're doing. Also we got a GD now, lift, because obviously it's no chance for you to lift those beams on your own, or even with help. You will need something like that, Genie lift, beam lift machine, just to make your life easier a little bit, because yeah, it's dangerous. I wouldn't suggest to anyone. So So that's where we with that. So we're going to be using that. I've clamped these timbers just to support the posts, so I can see you know, where we are with it and measure the heights, etc. So also what I've done, I've grooved a slot here, and that is for a drip to allow for rainwater to drip away rather than sit on a timber. So that's what I did there. That's what that's been done like that. This is set back, or will be set back, this timber, because we're gonna have cladding over it. Reason being because this space is very little and it will look funny, I think, and customer thinks too, so hence why we're gonna clad over it. What else I was gonna say? Also, yeah, allow for damp course membrane on the between brickwork and your timber, and also we'll have a stud here later to be infill between, because we can have oak feather edged. If you remember, I did show you yesterday. So yeah, basically that's it. So I will be cutting the one to go to the wall, so we need to strip this this tiling as well a little bit, because that post will sit probably on the third tile somewhere there, or the top post. So we want to strip a fair bit so we can fix our first post against the brickwork, and yeah, so we'll see what we got there. That'll be interesting to see. Have no clue. Probably a block work, batten or something like that. Yeah, that's where we are. That's what I wanted to catch up with you, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. So I'll just explain what I'm doing here. I'm doing this groove for water to bead off, like as a drip trim, as a drip. So when water does get down, it sort of doesn't want to go in or under, it drips down over the edge, because what we're gonna have our posts about 20 mil proud of the brickwork, and then our cladding will clip on, well, be sitting sort of covering the edge of brick as well, so it doesn't get wet. So yeah, that's what we're doing, that routed groove. It's really to form as a drip edge. So obviously on the corners here we're gonna have to do the same. We will spin this around just to move those marks on the inside, get rid of them. So we'll have another post here which will have just one slot, as it's going to be just it will be proud from the face edge, and same obviously the corners on the corner there. so we'll just need to mimic that. But I want to get this first 4 posts in, brace it all up, and then we got something to work from. But this will have to be done first, so we can fix it into the wall, and that will sort of hold our main bits together whilst we lifting all the other things in. So these posts will be the ones which take care of the stability at the minute. So we will also, as I said, screw brackets in as well, just to help with support so the bottom can't move out. But do put damp course on, so just in case when you're raising damp, it doesn't wood doesn't rot. So yeah, I'll just get this in position, multi-tool that off, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So that's basically how we're gonna have to do this job. The only thing I wanted to point out that the beams won't be the same width, so it's not going to be your finished carpentry finish, because they're not quite square. They're about, well, some are 7mm out of square, so one side will be, say, 14.5, another side will be 15.3 measurement. So when you do your miters, that's what I did on the big ones, on the big joints. Then what I suggest is just miter the best that you can, and that will be what you can do technically, because your corners won't match because the width of the timbers. So don't get too sort of worry about it because it's nothing you can do. Same here, as you can see. See, it's wider, the beam is wider than the other beam, and finding the right pieces will be, well, nearly impossible. So as I wasn't able to pick the joists, the beams myself, they were just delivered. So I might have that put these frame fixing screws to the top, 2 in each join. That should be okay. So mostly we will be fitting these posts. They are going to be for garage, basically. That's what they're for garage door. So we're going to go flush with the brick and put it level. As you can see, I've notched these out, so what we'll do, we'll notch them out there as well, and that way the top will be fixed, it won't move, and the bottom will fix the same way with the bracket, so that doesn't move. And afterwards we'll just infill this with a stud, and we'll have our cladding extracted there. So, and we're potentially going to always be inside. I think we will, just to strengthen it all up. So outside will be cladding, and inside we'll put 11mm OSB. So yeah, it's basically something like that. So we'll just do a bit at a time. To be fair, we don't have really choice. That's all we can do. I think I'm gonna have to do that side next. Next after I'm done infills, but I'm probably gonna do infills later because this is on higher, so I need to get all the beams up in there. These small beams I can manage, that's okay. So I'll be working on the next upright, put laser level on, measure out where we are. There's no sun as well, perfect weather for that. So get all the measurements from 1, 2, 3, 4 more beams, and then we can go from there and get our points, lengths for the beams, and we'll just crack on. We'll do the same thing. So we'll again install that first. So we're gonna have to strip that corner back again. We will have to strip all of it, pretty much. I'll speak to customer what he would like us to do, because the way it finishes. So yeah, as you can see, our beam will be, so first 3 rows we need to take off to get our beam on in the position. And so once we got the perimeter all the way around in, that will be then locked in, and the roof goes on the top. And then we're gonna put we got another upright here, so we'll carry that onto the ridge with just a 4x2 to support the ridge. Make sure it's all supported. Yeah, so we'll use that. Then we go up. We're gonna have one of these posts up there to hold, to take the span, and same here to take the span, because these are about 6 meters, and they were 4 meters, just over 4 meters wide. So obviously we will put that in, and there will be one in the middle here. So yeah, that's where we are, and I'll catch up with you in a bit.